Okay, guys, welcome to the very first episode of the People's Podcast on General Skirmish. And like I said, this is different from my interview series because normally we focus on one person, their scene, their background, or whatever. But this podcast, we're going to actually talk about other things that are happening in the UK FGC, and generally get perspective from the outsiders. And this week, my co-host, not interviews, are the Manchester crew. We've got KAWORU and OllieMilnes. How are you guys doing?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, good, thanks.
OllieMilnes.
OllieMilnes.
Oh, sorry.
KAWORU is how you're supposed to say it. KAWORU. But everyone says KAWORU, KAWORM.
It's not Evangelion reference, per chance, is it?
It might be.
I see. Okay.
I used to be part of an anime community, so.
No, real talk. I actually am an anime fan, but unlike certain people, I don't shout out, from the rafters or stuff like that. So that's why you never see me in what animes or mangas you're reading, Fred. Plus, the stuff I actually like is embarrassing anyway. So cool. Anyway. Oh man, there's a bit of a long delay, isn't there?
Is there? All right.
Yeah. No, never mind. But anyway, for those that aren't familiar, could you just introduce yourselves?
Okay. My name's Scott, or KAWORU. I've been part of the community for quite a while, actually. I've been going to London events, Neo Empire stuff. I think back in the day, it was in Manchester. It was things like Jenny's and the Trafford Centre, playing Tekken Tag, the original Tekken Tag. Original Soul Calibur and
wow, that's old school. Cool.
Yeah. Even like Street Fighter 3, the new generation of heroes. I think, what was it called?
Just called New Generation.
New Generation. Tatsunoko's New Generation of heroes. Yeah, and I've been coming to events. It took me a while to get any good, but I'm still not very good at fighting games. But I go to enough events.
Hold up! I have to correct you. Not good at fighting games. I believe you came third at SVB. Beating London's very own, SYN Chris.
Recently.
Yeah, they're no slouches. So,
no, I'm not joking.
Not very.
No, I don't know. I mean, Marvel is the only game of the last good 5 years I'm really passionate about. I really enjoy.
Oh, hey, hold up! Just correct you. Not very good. Didn't you win a certain SVB on Blaze Blue?
Yeah, but that was Arakune, wasn't it?
Yeah, admittedly there is some fraudulence there, but
Oh, cheers, man, using that word already. Power me with the fraudulent brush.
Well, you gotta admit, there was quite a bit to the character. Well, I don't know, not in CT.
The character was ridiculous, but I said before the game even came out that I was going to use that character no matter what, and it just turned out that character was top 3 in the game, but it wasn't just that it wasn't just that he was top 3. He was just ridiculous once he cursed you.
Ah, gotcha. But before we move on to Ollie, one other thing that you're infamous for was burning a certain guide.
Oh yeah, the Mortal Kombat guide. I remember just seeing it on the back of the shelf, behind when I bought the game, and I thought, whatever, I'll get the guide as well, see what it's like, see if it's got anything worthwhile in there. I thought I could judge it, and then I remember reading posts on Neo Empire from people like Hurricane Rev and saying that the guide was actually pretty good, and I was so annoyed at their posts I took a single snapshot of the anti-air move.
Hold on. Hold on. Sorry to interrupt again, but Hurricane Rev recommended the guide?
Yeah, if you look back at the post, there was a couple of people actually who were saying the guide. Helen Keller said it was a good reference point, and he uses it. He never really said it was a good guide.
Okay, that's kind of shocking. I didn't even know Hurricane Rev actually played Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna have words with the fella since he's not that far away from me. Though I'll probably get stabbed again if I do that. But anyway.
But the guide is god awful, as you can see in the video.
Oh, gotcha. And Ollie?
Yeah. Oh, well, I call myself OllieMilnes, so that's my actual name, not some sort of weird meaning. People can't say Milne. I'm quite surprised by this.
Milne,
Milne,
oh.
Milner, but it's OllieMilnes. That's just my name. I got into fighting games about late 2008. I started playing.
No, you're an 09er.
I'm an 09er. I'm an 09er because I joined Neo Empire just after Street Fighter 4 came out on console. But before that, I was playing HD Remix just in my bedroom.
Oh, wow, for real? You're an 09er? Okay, the way you carried yourself in threads and forums, I always thought you were, well, older than the years.
Oh man, Ollie's a fast learner. That's the thing with Ollie.
Yeah, I don't know. I just picked up how things worked around here pretty quick. So people always assume that I've been here for a lot longer than I have.
Oh wow.
But, yeah,
Okay.
09 Street Fighter 4 was the first fighting game that I took seriously.
You
Obviously,
learned from the best.
Yeah, I learned from Scott.
Okay. No, that's revelation to me. I always, the way you've always come across on forums and stuff like that. Okay. No, that's definitely cool. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. So then I started. I was on Shoryuken and I was on the world matchmaking section and asked if anyone was playing in Manchester, England, and someone just posted neoempire.com. And I went there, and now I'm here, basically.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, cool. Okay, now that we've got some of the introductions out of the way, we got some news and that. Starting from the London side, I think Mr. Firebug has just finally announced that he's acquired the arcade machines from the Trocadero and will soon be moving to a more permanent address around I think sometime in July. I think it's the 18th. So what's your take on that, guys? Opening an arcade in this era of console exclusive games?
I think my take first is utter jealousy because we don't have anything like that in Manchester. Our last arcade is just closed down.
Yeah.
So I'd love nothing more than someone like Firebug up here doing the same thing for us, but at the moment.
Gotcha.
It's not something that we have available. I mean, obviously, it was a part of his own passion, wasn't it? He loves restoring arcades himself.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. If you check back on one of my people's interview, not a people's interview, it's the Brass Skirt. Yeah, I really got to number these things properly, but essentially he's been doing it since he was a kid, 15, I believe, and all that. But before I get blown up by Mark on my SMS or probably the comments, I should actually point out it's not an arcade in the sense that you have an arcade machine, you put your 50 pence in, you play a game. No.
It's like a tenner or something, or a fiver or something. When
it's gonna be done by time, and it is gonna be provision for console gaming.
So it's kind of like Gamerbase, but with some arcade machines.
Yeah. And
all the current games that are being played now, most of them aren't even in the arcades. So you haven't got Soul Calibur's not in the arcades, Mortal Kombat isn't, Marvel isn't. So
no. But the thing is, what Mark's trying to do, it's kind of weird because I actually did talk about this with Mark. He was because it's actually been done before. It's already been done in America, at places such as the Next Level, Southtown Arcade, Xanadu Games, where, essentially you have a ghetto. You have ghetto setups where you have arcade machines that have consoles in them, and
I think they used some of them for the fight clubs around the country for Marvel and Street Fighter 4 when it first came out. They were just like, some of them were PCs in a box, some of them were PS3s in an arcade cabinet, rather than an actual arcade machine.
And I don't know, it's really good timing because I'm not I don't know if you're aware, because obviously you're up in Manchester. I don't know if it affects your gamer base, but the gamer base in centre of London, they're kicking everybody out because of the Olympics. So there's going to be I know it's kind of massively silly.
You have to get with them triple jumps, skirmish.
Yeah, definitely. But for whatever weird reason, we cannot book anything for July and August. Though I'm still trying to work out. So why?
How does it work down south with Gamerbase? So you guys have to book stuff.
Yes, we do. It's mad. It's really, really inconvenient. It's like because obviously you are outsiders, but. Yeah, Gamerbase is mad overbooked. Literally every day of the week it is occupied.
But you guys literally have to go in and book a computer or a machine.
Way in advance numbers. So I'll give you a good itinerary. For a start, Monday up until recently was occupied by CrossUp. Unequal Media / EXDP. When they were doing Strecken. I don't know if they probably aren't doing it anymore. But I know the Mortal Kombat lot have definitely taken dibs on Monday. Tuesday is obviously taken on by Winner Stays On AE. Then Wednesday, it's a flip-flop between my KOF Wednesday and the Blaze Blue lot that run Astral Heat. So we flip-flop. So one week we have it, then the next week they have it, and so and so. Then Thursday, it's taken up by Winner Stays On again for Marvel, and then Friday, it's taken by the Soul Calibur lot. And you cannot book during the weekends.
Why not?
You can't.
Just full people.
Yeah, they just won't let you.
That's crazy, man.
Because we pretty much only use the weekends.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I was just looking at the dates on your Rambats. I was thinking, oh wow, you're running them on the weekends? Crap.
We run ranking battles on a Sunday, mainly because I don't work Sundays.
Yeah, and usually run them, so...
But the way it works with Manchester is because you remember Boo and Smile, or Chris and Ray, who used to run the gamer base in Manchester. They set up a system where we come in and we just pay a set amount, and we play casuals all day for whatever games we want. And we get between 2 and maybe, 8 setups?
Yeah, depending on how many people...
Excuse me? You pay...
It's fucking awesome, man. It's like, we pay... It used to be £3 for the whole day, and now it's £4, but it's still a bargain for an entire day.
Holy Christ on a pike or whatever, because...
we let the cat out of the bag there, that was...
well, like I said, much editing later, but what is it?
No, it's cool, but originally we did it like that because Chris and Ray came up with the idea that, obviously at Gamer Base you have an account and you log in and you use time based on how long you're logged in. But because of the way we were doing it, fighting games, usually do best of 3.
Because people were coming off the machine all the time.
And so the person whose account they were using might not necessarily be on the machine while it was being used. So Chris just said if we paid a flat rate, for the whole day, it would average out about the same as if, say, for example,
for one account.
Yeah, I went in with Scott. We all used Scott account, put a tenner on.
Because you can get a day pass in Gamer Base for a day, and that's like $1 for a tenner.
Okay, I'm blown away because now real talk, the people that are running Gamer Base in London, they're getting mighty cheesed off with us FGC lot, because obviously they're complaining that one setup is essentially being occupied by about 10 different people, but from the sounds of it, they're welcoming it down your side.
Yeah, because our side have had the opportunity. We had staff members that actually had half a fucking brain. So we had people who understood the community and how it works, which was Chris and Ray. And then, even though they don't work there anymore, they obviously mentioned it to the remaining members of staff who now have sort of took over their positions. So we've been doing it for the last, 3-4 years?
Yeah, well, since Street Fighter 4... We did a Kumite for the release of Street Fighter 4.
3 years in 2009.
3.5 years it's coming up to now, so we're like long-term customers.
We're the regulars. We're in there every weekend.
We're there every weekend.
Okay, this is...
So they've got quite a bit of... it's a shame there's no longer Chris or Ray or Smile or Boo, because they used to actively go out of their way to set up major events in Manchester.
Yeah.
Especially for games that were due to come out, but... at the moment, it's not quite as good as it used to be, but it's still, it's the best thing we've had in years. So.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because this is pretty much night and day. Because to give you a round part figure, because I'm running the KOF Wednesdays, we're pretty much paying on a student rate, which I'm not going to say, but we're pretty much paying £15 for just an evening setup. That's pretty much till it closes. So,
how many hours is that about?
No, literally literally the whole evening, but that's £15.
All right. Per setup, yeah?
Yeah, per setup, and like I said, they get a little angsty about why there's like 6 or 10 people occupying one setup, though in the case
that just shows that the staff don't understand the way this thing works.
Yeah, because the numbers are clearly there if you're getting 10 people to one setup. If that happened in Manchester, then people would just start migrating to another setup because it's clear that that's not going to work, 10 people around one machine. Bit of a fire hazard, I suppose.
Gotcha.
I think you need someone who works there who's willing to listen and actually gives a damn about the fighting game community in London.
Gotcha.
So they can just sort of work something out and discuss it with the staff members.
Gotcha.
That's what we've done up here, and it works fine for us. I don't understand why it wouldn't work fine.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. But everything's dearer and people are out.
Obviously I'm in London here. Everything's a lot more expensive. But getting round to the original point. Well, because everyone's getting kicked out for July and August, going back to Firebug's future arcade, he's got a golden opportunity because there's a lot of scenes are going to be without a venue, and if Firebug, he has to essentially find a new venue anyway, because that's when he's getting evicted from the current Heart of Gaming until July the 18th.
I don't understand why he would be seeing it as an opportunity. Wait, aren't people happy to just go to Firebug's setup? I mean, I know for a fact that if we had Hog up here in Manchester, we'd be at that shit all day, all weekend. So I don't understand why he's got to coax in people.
Okay, let me give you the background. The current problem with the Hog, which is a pretty big one, is its current it's outside London. It's to give you a round part figure, because I live because my journey to the hog, and you've got to bear in mind I was streaming there as well, so I have to carry the stuff, heavy equipment, whatever. It's like I'd have to. There was no easy way to get there. It was kind of at first I had to go into the centre of London on the Central Line, which is on the Underground. Then had to get a train from King's Cross to the hog, and that was I've forgotten how long that took, but it was almost an hour and a half. And again, this is just travelling across London.
Yeah, well, you're getting 2 trains. That's already a bit of a trek.
Yeah, so they never done that.
Yeah.
You can imagine how much money you can imagine how much money was spent doing all that. I mean, there were cheaper alternatives, as I think a guy posted, taking the bus. But as you can imagine, because I'm carrying streaming equipment, I would rather get to the venue as quickly as possible than having that stuff. In the end, I found a slightly shorter journey, but even that was sort of negated by the fact that the other thing about London, which is they always, because I'm a working man myself, I only ever have the weekends off. They always decide, let's fix up the railways on the weekend when people actually got free time to travel around. So it was like it was then still more of a nightmare to travel to the hog. So that was what was going against it being out of London, because getting the new location, which is going to be in Finsbury Park, should make it a miles a lot easier, because being out of London. And the other problem was the actual capacity of Hog 1. It was, I'm not going to lie, it was a pretty small location. It could have maximum.
Homely.
You could say that. It could easily hold about 20 people, though it would be a bit cramped. But I can honestly say, because I was there when it was snowing. Yeah, I got snowed in. That was when I did that's when I did my that was when I did the silly little stream when I was streaming Zero UK playing I Want to Be the Guy, because we were all bored and we were snowed in. But it was there was like 15 people of us stuck there like sardines, and the heating wasn't even turned on. It was just powered by the sheer fact there were just 15 guys there.
Lovely man heat.
Yeah. So you can imagine. Yeah, that's why. What I mean by it's a valuable opportunity in so far that a lot of people are going to be without venues for easily 2 months, and this could easily fill the gap.
That's good stuff. Then that sounds like it's perfect.
And a lot of people, and if he plays his cards right, those people may not go back to GamerBase, especially since, as I've mentioned, you have to book a day. That's kind of, I don't know, because again, I'm old school, and I don't know if Scott can back me up on this, but when there was an arcade around, you just go to the arcade whenever the hell you felt like it. It was like you had a day off, you think, I'm just going to pop to the arcade.
The arcades were the best thing, because obviously you had that whole thing of you put your money in that machine, you want to stay on that machine. So even now, when you've paid for all day casuals, people don't give a shit about losing, because they know they'll be back on another setup, playing another game in the next 15 minutes or so. Do you know what I mean? People are a lot more laid back, whereas back in the arcades, that was your money that you were losing every time you lost. So you tried harder, you pushed at it to win, to stay on the machine.
Not too sure about that, because
I think people are definitely a lot less hungry for...
Oh, no, that's definitely true, but the thing about the arcade for me is, even when I got knocked off, which was very often, I had something else to play. That was the great thing about the arcade, whereas, I don't know, the problem with these events is they're like mono games. It's like you only go there to just play one game, whereas, in the arcade, it's like, okay, I got knocked off Marvel 1. It's like, oh, cool, I'll go play Last Blade 2, or, oh, wow, nobody's playing Real About Wild Ambition, and yeah, exactly, you would just migrate.
And go play on your own, yeah.
You would.
I always found that a fighting game is only as good as how active the scene is, really. Like, I want to be able to discuss tactics and combos and setups and matches and players, and you can't do that if you're the only person playing Rival Schools 2 in your own area. Do you know what I mean? Me and my brother rinsed Rival Schools 2 to death, Project Justice on the Dreamcast. No one else to play. No one.
The thing is...
but that's the difference between loving that game and having a community for it. So, whereas you have something like Marvel now, I love the game, but community as well is even better, because it's such a hype game. So.
Gotcha. But, no, in the case of, those points I made, because obviously I'm talking about the late 90s, there were definitely people playing Rival Schools when I was playing it. But anyway, that was but that's essentially Firepark Arcade. So I wish him all the luck, and hopefully he'll be announcing a grand opening, and yeah, we'll be able to all check it out. But right, we got some up and coming events. Oh yeah, we got Proving Grounds 3, which yeah, like I said, I went to Proving Ground 2, and it was a pretty solid event. You know, ran by Temp and the Super Minor Battle Farm.
Yeah. It's, they just announced what is it? Early August, is it?
Let me just.
August the 12th.
Yeah, mid-August.
Yeah, August the 12th. So
the only thing is for us is it's really close to I-46. You know, Insomnia.
Oh, we're jumping ahead of us. Oh, we're jumping ahead of ourselves. That's going to be the fourth.
I know, but I'm just saying that.
Yeah, sure.
Round 3 being announced now after I-46 was. I mean, money is being spent on hotel and travel and stuff like that for Insomnia 46. So me personally, I don't know whether I'd be able to make it down.
Oh no, that's definitely understandable. Let me think. From London, I could have booked a train ticket in advance and saved myself some money, but I was going through a bit of a rough patch that week, and in the end, I thought of no, because what happened was I was gonna pull out, but the thing is, raised by Finches, he sort of PM'd me and he said, yeah, why aren't you signing up for KOF? And I thought, you know what? Yeah, why am I not signing up for KOF? Because that's my game.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've got this bizarre principle. If somebody invites me to something, I'm obliged to do it because.
Well, now that you say it, we've got.
Oh no! Funny you should mention that. I've never been to Manchester before. I've passed by it. I've actually been to, Yorkshire or whatever. But I've never ever. Yeah, I've been on this earth. Classified number of years, but I've never been to Manchester, so yeah, I definitely would be up.
Yeah, I mean, we get Worst Geef comes up a lot, and he really enjoys the community. He always has a good time, and he always tries to make it back up whenever he can. So
yeah, gotcha.
I bet we definitely make you welcome. So and anyone else listening who wants to travel up to Manchester,
Gotcha. No, but
no egomaniacs here. Don't worry
no. We get to Man Bats in a minute, but getting on the Proving Ground 3, but. I don't know, because it's a geographical. What am I saying? Geological. It's a geographical thing where I guess it's just extra practice if you're within the south. Yeah, the Wales and the southwest/West Country area to practice for I-46, I guess. Yeah. And maybe if you're in London and you can book a cheap train, then yeah, perhaps that'll be good to practice up. But if
we lived closer to Proving Grounds, we'd be there every single event.
Gotcha.
Because we live really close to Birmingham, and we travel to Birmingham's events all the time.
Oh, gotcha. We're going to get to that next, the Birminghamverse event. But Proving Grounds 2 was definitely a pretty solid event, and there was a nice thread. I mean, the only one minor criticism was
the thing about the KOF groups thing.
No, not that. That's really minor. And do you know what a funny thing is? Yeah, do you know what the funny thing is? Nobody complained about it at the time, but again, that's not...
That Grandmaster Bastard tactic, isn't it?
Who is he?
We all know what it is.
Now is actually a drawing of himself. The irony is unreal.
Gotcha.
Charles Wes, he's pretty cool. He is nice. In real life, he's nice, just not on the internet.
Yeah, we're all different people on the internet, so yeah. But where was I? But yeah, Proving Ground 2. The only minor criticism was, for the Londoners, because Smexy Mills had to cut out early because he did have a chance of winning it, but then it was a case of he could have then had to have spent that first place money to have spent a hotel to stay overnight and then go home the next day. Because
I hate that argument. When people say stuff like, "Oh, well, even if I won the tournament, I wouldn't have enough money to pay for travel and the hotel and all that shit." That's regardless. You shouldn't be traveling just to win money. You're in the wrong community if you're out there to make money out of it. Who makes money out of fighting games other than Justin Wong and
Gotcha, but
it's about the community, and it's about traveling to events and meeting new players and learning new things and getting new experience. The prize money should just be the nice bonus at the end of it.
Gotcha. But no, the point, but that was kind of a valid point because, it was a Sunday and it was more of a case of they had to get to work, college the next day because, as Worst Geese was pointing out, had they run it on a Saturday, which...
If it overlaps, it overlaps.
Yeah, no. Well, no, if it ran it on a Saturday, a lot of people could have just booked overnight because the rooms were actually mad cheap, and I would have actually done that myself since, I'm up for some late night gaming and what have you, but... but the whole point was,
commitments the next day. Yeah.
Well, no, Smexy's, because the trains, they cut out really early. It's like the last train from Newport it cuts out really early, like 9:30.
Right, yeah.
So that's why Smexy had to essentially split the pots with one-up Miles, and he went second place. But I think Smexy was in losers, so that's why he's and there was no grand finals for Marvel.
It's a shame when stuff like that happens, you know.
But
It happened in Birmingham, the last versus fighting. Kaisertron had to leave early due to getting a train.
Yeah.
And it meant that Ollie won the tournament with his fraudulent bang.
Good. Excellent timings, because we've then got the versus tournament in July. That's being ran by our good friends in Electronic Dojos, and like I said, Wasim.
Justin.
Justin Xavier, was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I only briefly met him at SVB, but seemed like a nice sound guy. Then,
Don't dance in London, Vlad.
Yeah.
He'll know what that means. When if you remember when we did the 10v10 on Marvel in SVB last
London
year,
versus the rest of the UK,
and we won. Justin Xavier started dancing, and Smexy Mills on a megaphone started going, "We don't dance in London, Vlad. We don't dance in London."
Oh man, nobody got it on tape. I take it.
Oh no, actually, it is on tape, isn't it? Some of it is
on someone's YouTube channel.
It is on YouTube. It's pretty funny, actually.
Okay, I definitely got to look that up. But there's a versus fighting coming up in Birmingham, and you guys traveling over there?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely for that. It's nice and close, and we've gone to Birmingham, and they've come up here loads of times, so we've got pretty good links with those guys. We know them pretty well. Mm-hmm. So, and we went to the last one, so we'll definitely be attending this one.
Plus, I won the last time they did a big Marvel tournament in Birmingham. I won, so they want revenge on my. Back then was vanilla Marvel when the game was broke to high heavens, you know.
Oh, gotcha.
But I can't wait for versus fighting too. It's gonna be awesome. What are they running? King of Fighters, Soul Calibur 5.
Yeah.
Marvel,
Yeah, like I said, I'm obliged to go because what happened was, as I was streaming for the Snake Pits, this Wasim guy said, yeah, skirmish. Yeah, you should come up to the versus fighting. They got KOF. I'm kind of surprised he actually knew I actually like KOF, although I've posted tons of videos saying I liked it, so obviously I'm no surprise there. But yeah, so I'm kind of obliged to head up over there, and I'm going to support my KOF game. And again, I'm intrigued because because the reason why I'm starting to travel now more is because I finally finished paying off for the large bulk of my streaming equipment. I've got all the essential bits now, so I've now got spare money to actually travel around. God forbid.
Plus, the traveling's more entertaining than the games themselves, anyway. So.
Yeah. I can definitely say that's for true. That's
why I never understand these people who stream monsters who sit in the bedroom playing Xbox Live all the time. I don't understand.
No, gotcha. Because my only out of London tournament experiences was the Sodium Showdown. No, not the Sodium Showdown. The Staffordshire Showdown, which was ran in Daz's house, and that was goddamn cool. It was just Daz's house. It was going to be a really cool tournament. Unfortunately, 20 people signed up, but only unfortunately just over half turned up. So that was kind of mad disappointing, and it's really kind of irritating when that happens. And Daz kind of got a little upset himself, and apparently that was the reason why I think it was JPL stopped running tournaments or that, because people would sign up but they wouldn't turn up.
Right, yeah.
That's always the problem, though, isn't it, with pre-sign-ups online?
Oh, yeah.
Unless it's something major, like SVB. I mean, I remember one year they showed everybody who signed up at SVB, and it had a list of names who pre-registered, and then they stopped doing that from then on. But I think, unless it's a big major event, then pre-sign-ups are always going to be a problem, especially if there's a cap on how many players can enter, because you get 32 people who sign up online without paying. That's if you don't have to pay. And then obviously only 15 of them turn up. And then there were other people that didn't sign up because they were over the cap at the time. So I think if you do pre-sign-ups, you definitely have to force people to pay money as well.
Up front.
That's kind of... I don't know.
But other than that, just say it's free for all. Just come on the day.
Gotcha. I don't know. I don't know. I think we should perhaps experiment more with pre-sign-ups, because it's... You can flog me for this later, but to use the analogy on the from the anime scene, because I used to go to I do still go to anime conventions. Yeah, I'm exposing myself, but yes, you can flog me later, but just to give you a massive analogy, contrary to popular belief, these anime conventions, they're not run by faceless corporations that are out to make money. Just like us, they're actually ran by fans for fans, and
I know.
Some of them...
I used to go, just as much as I go to fighting game events now, I used to go anime conventions back in the day.
Yeah, gotcha.
Back, when early 20s.
Yeah, gotcha. And it's like, because the two biggest ones in the UK, we got the AmeCon and the IACon, and this is kind of cool. They actually alternate because they came to the agreement that if you run two large anime conventions about the same time, i.e. in August, that you're not going to really create any good anime cons because you'll have half the number of people. So they sort of agreed that they would alternate. So you'd have an AmeCon one year, then you have an IACon the next year.
Thing, you know?
Yeah.
I once threw a mattress out of a window at AmeCon. And my mattress was in it because the apartments that we all stayed in was in the area. The mattress was in the tree in the morning when we left.
Oh, gotcha. What year was that? Because I think I went to the really, really first one way back in.
It was either the first or the second. It was definitely back in the day.
Yeah.
I can't remember the year.
Yeah.
There's a picture of me in my room with no mattress. I slept in a cupboard and stick.
Did you get the really cheap accommodations, the ones where you had to share the showers and all that?
Yeah, we did. And I put open cans of tuna in the shower, so it stunk out the room because it pissed me off that I had to share with some of the. And you know what kind of people that.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't get to share the comments because I was just hearing about horror stories, how there were like holes in their walls and shit like that.
Oh yeah, no, it was really bad.
But anyway, going back to my analogy, but yeah. I love these tangents. They're actually more entertaining. But anyway, we get back to my analogy. Yeah, the IO and AmeComs, they would actually alternate, and they would. Yeah, the thing is, they would announce. When the IO would finish, they would then announce there's going to be an Ame next year, which everyone kind of knew, and the registration would just start immediately. And it was quite mad. It's kind of like insane. It was like at an AmeCon. They started the registration literally a week after the IACon finished, so it was like within a month. All the places would be booked out. That's like 1,200 places. like
Buzz Lightyear's at Christmas time.
Yeah. But yeah, predictably, kind of similar to the FGC. By around I think it was like April or July, all of a sudden, magically, 300 places would be freed up.
Right. Yeah.
But the whole point is they got the money way in advance, so that they had more than enough capital to get a really, really good location. And if you've been to an IACon, which is held at the Warwick Arts Centre, it's like I said, you can clearly see 1,200 people, and it's like, wow. I mean, obviously, it's nothing to a rock concert or anything. Because I've been to something like Download when there was like about 80,000 people there.
Oh yeah, we're not at that level yet. Got a while to go.
Bit of Morrissey at V Festival. That was one of my favourites. Yeah.
Like I said, you could definitely see the difference of numbers. You kind of think, wow, the FGC, why are we so irrelevant?
Can you imagine those numbers for a fighting game?
Well, yeah, it's like things like StarCraft. Like you look at the streams that they get, like for their finals, and it just makes like even Evo pales into comparison. They have these events like every other month. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just shuddering to think. Oh my God, 80,000 people. I don't think there's enough portable generators in the world that could power that number of setups.
Oh yeah, energy hungry.
And you could just imagine if, obviously, people started using wireless pads. How the hell would you know which one was synced?
That's why wireless pads should be banned.
I hate wireless pads. The amount of times I've seen matches pause halfway through because some idiot's got a wireless pad within the vicinity.
I'm with your brother because I stream for Snake Pit and, well, obviously...
And then what I love is another guy's on another setup, but he's trying to control what's happening on the screen, and because nothing's happening, he's hitting every button on that fucking controller, and then the game just goes, right, turn off console, and the console goes off.
No, I'm with you, brother, because I was streaming the Snake Pit, and, well, yeah, obviously it's a bit of a pad game, and the irritating thing is I practiced with my new streaming setup for like a whole week, actually 2 whole weeks, but there was one annoying setup I never anticipated, which was some idiot, it's actually on the stream archive, had their pad still synced to the damn PS3, and they had to restart the console, and magically, without warning, because of restarting, the damn XSplit no longer recognized my capture card.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
So, well, obviously I ended up, I didn't stall the event because I asked them to carry on without me, but they were nice and gracious to wait, and I got it solved in the end, but still, wireless pads, yeah.
That's just an example of it, like, as well as just holding up players because they can't get their stick to be recognized as player 1 or 2. It's the fact that it's things like that, it messes up your streaming equipment.
Also, if you have the wireless pad synced to player 1's profile on an Xbox, and then they don't turn off the pad, but the new player comes in with their arcade stick and they plug it in, then it counts as 3 pads, and it counts as the person plugging last as the third player, which then means even if they fucking turn off the wireless pad, it doesn't work because then there's no profile registered to the 360.
Yeah.
It's awful. And then you have to turn the bloody console off.
Yeah. You think it's bad on PS3, it's about 1,000,000 times worse on Xbox, that's for sure.
Really? I thought you could just take the battery out and it will be solved.
You can, yeah, but as Scott was just saying, if someone plugs in a stick before player 1 has either turned their pad off or desynced it, then that player is always going to be player 3, regardless of if the pad as player 1 is still synced.
Oh, damn.
You have to turn the console off, and
gotcha.
You don't need that kind of
stuff.
Oh,
gotcha. Oh, damn. We're still in the news and up and coming events. Nicely enough. Yeah, but yeah, like we can all agree, pads. Yeah, well, wireless pads anyway. The work of Satan. But anyway, and now we have the Man-Bats coming up.
Oh yes, Man-Bat. Well, we've had Man-Bats, for the last year or so, thanks to Yinga, Onizuka, and OllieMilnes as well, helping out.
Oh, cool.
We had some, they went really well, except for the King of Fighters one.
King of Fighters. I heard King of Fighters is doing really good business down up north.
Yeah, it is. Like, it's of the regular people who come to GamerBase, the 2 biggest games are Marvel and KOF. Whether or not it's doing well in terms of big numbers, probably not. But
gotcha.
People who are playing it pretty dedicated. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll probably cover that in with it games of each region where we're coming up later. But the Man-Bats. I believe Worstkeith has been coming up and helping you stream for it, but he's not going to be available at the next one.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was pretty good about that actually.
I do know somebody that streams. I don't know who he is, but
Yeah,
can't quite put my finger on it. He wears a beret most of the time.
That Relento tactics.
Yeah. But you never know. He might be free. But
the thing is as well, we totally appreciate how much money it costs to travel up to Manchester, for one-day events and things like that. So,
no, like I said, I don't really mind the traveling because, going back to, because I didn't finish my Dazza story. It's like I had tons of fun heading up to Staffordshire because, for whatever weird reason, you can get a first-class ticket for like 50 quid.
Yeah.
Which is, in the grand scheme of first-class tickets for trains, that was just mad cheap. It was kind of funny because I was like literally, I think, the only person in the garage, and somebody say, "Yeah, you okay? Do you want some water?" And it's like, "No, I'm fine." So I was just plugging. Yeah, I know. So I was just plugging my laptop in. And I was watching News 24, and it was like, "Oh wow, this is nice." I've even got like a little table lamp and everything.
Yeah, it's nice in first class.
Gotcha, but
the next Man-Bat we got coming up, is Marvel on what date is it on again? 30th of June, I think it is.
Yeah, 30th of June.
But that's going to be a big one because we're running a ranking battle season for Marvel at the moment. So players are getting a lot of experience, a lot of practice.
Okay. So it's...
But at the moment, Vader's winning, or Jared. He's one of the... I mean, he's not an old player. He's relatively new, really.
Gotcha.
But he's really passionate for Marvel.
Gotcha. So. Yeah, we'll probably talk a lot about your well-known players in a bit. And now, finally, last piece of the item. Penultimate piece. Yeah, we've got I-46 coming up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because there's no SVB this year.
Yeah, so. It's a shame.
Well, not announced yet.
Well, if there's going to be an SVB, I think it's going to have to be after the summer at this rate. So we've got a while to wait now, I think. So this is going to fill the gap for that summer tournament, I think. Gotcha.
It's kind of interesting because I-46 is not really ran as the traditional, sort of FGC style where you have a grand finals dedicated purely on a Sunday. It just seems to be tournament throughout the next
day, isn't it? Yeah. So you come in, you play Marvel, but I think that's pretty good for people that only want to come for one game and can only afford the one day.
Yeah. So I'm intrigued myself to see if this works because you have to admit that was one thing about one thing that happened at Proving Grounds, the KOF lot. They actually finished quite early because there was only about 19 of us. There was 19 or 18 of us, and we were pretty much done, and we had like 3 hours worth of casuals, and I don't know. I guess it's a matter of taste because it's how all tournaments do it. You would save your grand final so that everyone is seated, everyone's watching the great big
Exactly.
screen.
That was my favorite aspect of SVB. I loved the Sunday. I loved the fact that I didn't have to play any games on that day. I could just come in, sit on my ass, watch the top matches in every game. I play everything, so I love watching it. I love watching all the games. And then if I'm lucky enough to be up there myself as well, it was just the perfect day for me.
Gotcha. But I can understand that for a big event like SVB, definitely. Well, obviously it's got to be obligatory for something like, a world tournament like Evo, DreamHack, or what have you. But I don't know, because the one problem with that format is you can imagine, especially since us Londoners, we're looking at the clock thinking it. And I was just speaking to J-Lo. Giga D. J-Lo equals Jamie Lopez equals Giga D. Yes.
Nice London-only reference there that we'll obviously not get, but thanks anyway.
No, it's kind of irritating because it's like I didn't know until recently that Bulletproof was actually Simeon, because obviously I've always called him Simeon and stuff like that. So when you get the real names thrown in, but anyway, but my whole point was that format. Yeah, that's great for like something really big and major, but you can imagine, especially because they used to do that a lot during the Ultimate Clashes, that. I don't know, it seemed a bit kind of unfair if, sort of like the Blaze Blue lot, they were like done and dusted, and then we essentially had to wait for the Marvel and the Street Fighter lot to sort of finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like you said, it's personal preference and stuff like that, but I-46 either way is going to be run, the tournaments are being run in the same day, so I think some people couldn't afford it from up here. There was a couple of people. So what they're going to do is they want to went to KOF and Marvel, and they happen to both be on the Saturday. So they're just going to travel down for the Saturday, and the whole thing will be ran.
I think I did reply in the thread. I was asking, about what time does KOF finish? 10. I said, do I have to book a room? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, that worries me because a lot of people may not want to book a room, unfortunately, and yeah. I mean, I definitely will book a room because I want to put this so-called insomnia to the test, so I'm going to, provided there's somebody still standing up to play KOF.
Well, it looked pretty good. I watched the videos of the last Insomnia and some of the pictures and the prizes they gave out, so it looked pretty good to me. I'm definitely up for it.
Oh, cool.
But there's going to be a few Manx. Me and Gookie Fafa, Vader.
Oh, your brother.
But there's going to be quite a lot of the Marvel players and the KOF scene in Manchester. Because they're like I said, like we both said, the most popular games. So the people who are passionate for those games definitely want to travel to represent.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Anyway, that wraps up the news and events. It only took us 40 minutes.
Yeah, it only took us 43 minutes, yeah.
But now we can finally get on to the main meat of this podcast, which is, it's called Not London. Yep, we're going to try... Yeah, sure.
That's my location on the Empire.
I know. I was just thinking, why did I come up with Not London? I realised, oh yeah, crap, I read it from you. Shock horror.
Just the only reason I put that there is because everyone assumes that London is the centre of the English universe. You know what I mean? Like London is the only place where people are any good at fighting games, and it annoyed me that London was just like this centre of the universe, like
Arms House.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said, quite clearly it was, going back to Proving Ground, Metallic Mike, our man from Gibraltar.
Oh, Gibraltar!
Metallic Mike.
Yep,
he's the best player in Gibraltar,
Yeah, he is.
He's also the only... Oh, wait,
Oh, is there another guy? All right.
There's another guy who just casually likes fighting.
Yeah, he bought Street Fighter once.
He still plays vanilla.
Gotcha. But he did expose... But he did definitely expose Ryan Hart on Sunday. I haven't actually seen that match myself, but I think I should. But yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. I saw the end of it. I just skipped to the end to see what Mike did, but unfortunately, he just stood up and covered the camera with his crop, so you can see you can't really see anything. But,
Mike's a showman, man.
Yeah, Mike.
Real talk. I think we do need definitely more showmans in the FGC.
Yeah. Well, do you remember when I won SVB for Blaze Blue? I got on the stage and started grabbing my crotch and stuff, and because there was loads of Londoners in the front row booing me.
Yeah.
And then there was loads of cheering. So I don't
think that was to do with the fact you were Manchester. I think it was the fact that you were using Arakude.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is what Bulletproof said as well. It's got to be a Greek player to win a game for the UK, and the UK players were the ones who were booing him. not the
It's
international
kind of
players.
ridiculous, isn't it?
It's
When
just
you think
stupid.
about it.
Like he won that tournament and the UK won that game,
And then
stopped Greece from taking it. Granite.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say when you said Greek, I thought, oh yeah, Granis. Who was you rocking at the time then? Not Noel with the chance.
Was it Granite?
It was no, it was.
It was going with A or something, wasn't it?
I think we were R actually.
Did it?
Whatever. Guy wasn't good enough to know his name.
Yeah,
so.
we forgot. He was playing Ragnar, I remember.
He switched to Ragnar. He was using someone else.
He used Lychee and then he switched.
Yeah.
And then he taunted, and then you teleport, dive kick.
Oh man, okay, I might have to check out those archives. Then. But yeah, anyway, finally we're on to the main meat of the subject. Yeah, not London. Yeah, God forbid. Yeah, people actually play games outside London, and as I said before, I'm suitably impressed because again, this is just my very minor take because I've only just been to Proving Grounds 2, and I was to Daz's place, and yeah, you know, going to Daz's house, he's got an actual arcade cabinet in his bedroom.
By Daz, do you mean Temp?
No, Daz 2 something. Yeah, his forgotten his full name, but yeah, he's a member on the Neo Empire. Yeah, it's Daz 27 something. He's native.
All right, okay.
And
Not Temp, but yeah, carry on.
but it's not Temp. No, but it's not Temp. But obviously I did meet Temp during Proving Grounds 2 and bumped into him when he came to the X Encounters, which I streamed about 2 months ago, something like that. And I'm really impressed because at that really tiny essentially it was just more or less a house session, but yeah, you know, we had people like Rudy and How To pop down, and some of the Smash Brothers Illuminati came. No, sorry, not the Smash Brothers. I meant the Super Minor Battle Farm. Damn, why did I think that? Yeah, sort of.
Because the SMB is.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, and yeah, because we had Circle Masher and Omar. Oh my God, Omar can play ST.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, Rudy. Yeah, like I said, Rudy didn't really have an answer for him. So.
Rudy is in Rudy von Birmingham.
Yeah.
All right, sick. I haven't seen him in ages now.
No. They
He lost all that baby fat, didn't he? He's now free hench.
Shoutouts to Rudy.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. Hopefully, I don't know. I'll probably bump into him at the Versus too. Yeah. But anyway. But yeah, but I'm. Yeah, definitely impressed with the dedication I see outside London because, again, you know, I come from London where people could not. Yeah, you know, there were, Gunsmith ran a tournament not so long ago, the one captain and 2 noobs, which, yeah, admittedly had some rather dubious rules, but it was a super fun. It was a super fun tournament, and it was a case of it wasn't that far away. It was in Ruislip, i.e., you can get on one underground line and get there. It was like, you know, that's like barely. I think it was for me barely a 40 minute trip, but. Nobody bothered to turn out, but you know, I'll go.
No, man. It annoys me when people don't travel in their own town to events.
Gotcha, definitely. But it was like
I have to make an hour-long bus ride every single time I want to go into central Manchester for a tournament, for one of our local events. But I travel across the country all the time for as many events as I can reach. It annoys me when I hear about people who live in London but won't travel across London for another event.
Yeah, there's definitely a perception in the rest of the country that London won't even walk down the street to go to a tournament, and that.
Nah, man, that tournament's in Telford, Blad. I ain't going to that. I want something on my fucking doorstep.
I could definitely confirm. Yeah, that's half the case. No, you do definitely get some in London.
Yeah, obviously you do.
Yeah, and you get that everywhere. But I think that the thing is, the people outside of London, especially people who live a long way from, say, like a big scene or a big city. Traveling is the only thing that they have to do, so they have to be committed just to play these games. So you get that commitment.
But some people with their own local scenes become spoiled. Sure. And
no, gotcha. And again, going back to I think that my 2 years in Blaze Blue, we had a cool fella by the name of Angel Darksong. He came all the way from Southampton.
I remember him. He was awesome.
Yeah.
He used to play Dorothy on Arcana Heart 3 until I came in and did like a 90% combo, and then he went, "You can have Dorothy."
Yeah,
he was great. He was a good laugh.
Yeah, it was definitely a great laugh, and it's like, yeah, you can definitely say people outside London, well, that's their only option for proper competition. And going back to the Staffordshire showdown, because in Daz's house we had people from the West Country, Bristol, Circle Masher, Omar, Rudy and How To from Birmingham, and yeah, I was massively impressed. I was like, wow.
Well, I remember back in the day, the events in what they call Fighters Days, I think it was, in Yates's pub in Harrow in London. And, me and Slim AD and Gookie Faf, I used to travel up for those events every time they were on. And that was when the community was a lot smaller, The turnouts would be between, 40 and 50 people maximum. But those were such close-knit events, and that was before Street Fighter 4 came out, so... It was all the OGs like RoboCop and Simeon and RZA and all them.
I'll be no real talk. 40 and 50 is a pretty decent number these days. I'll be honest, because the way scenes are, especially some of the locals, sort of like local little tournaments and whatever, they seem to just struggle getting above 20 people these days.
I think it's watering down now because there's so many games out as well, and so many little communities within communities.
Okay.
Spread out, and plus, like we talked about, lack of commitment to coming to events.
Gotcha. But anyway, yeah. But like I said, I think, like I said, were my notes. Let's talk about some of the other scenes. Let's talk about the Scottish scene because I believe both of you went to Hype Spotting.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Hype Spotting was sick. That was one of the, like for their first major. That was ran so well.
I got from Jay. Yeah, sorry, I keep saying Giga D. Yeah, Giga D even went as far as to say he thinks it was better than SVB.
Well, last SVB where there was the riots.
Well, let's not belittle.
That wasn't entirely their fault.
Yeah, true. So. Yeah, because it's not often the whole country goes into an apocalypse.
Yeah. Markman fearing for his life.
Yeah.
I'm not coming. Oh no, I'm not coming. I get killed.
Yeah, you gotta admit, our media did not help when you see sort of whole city blocks on fire. That sort of.
Yeah, well, we were like debating whether to even go because...
Yeah, we were wondering. Because obviously the media makes it look 10 times worse.
Yeah, well, then it spread to Manchester as well, so we're like, are we actually going to be able to get into town without dying? So, yeah, that was bad times in general.
But we went, and it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
But Hype Spotting was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really, like, in terms of... Obviously, it was a lot smaller than SVP, so they don't have as many things to go wrong.
I heard there was like about 120 people there. Again, in the grand scheme of things, that's pretty decent.
Yeah, it was.
Well, it was the first one, and don't forget, that's way up north. You've got a big team of players in London.
Gotcha.
To Birmingham, let alone to Scotland.
Gotcha. Now, the only reason why I didn't make it out was, rather annoyingly, I actually got paid my bonus, that month, which, in theory, would have given me all the funds. But the problem was I decided long in advance I would have to use that bonus to pay off that credit card bill, which has been... Well, yeah, I think I don't really want to be choked with that kind.
You're getting into your finances, Skirmish. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, but literally. You're
broke. Is that what it is?
Yeah, of course I'm broke because, as you might have noticed, I seem to spend a lot of money on streaming equipment.
Yeah.
So.
How much did you spend? I heard Worst Geef spent $7,000.
Yeah, he spent $7,000. I've spent probably close to not that much. No, not $7. Probably about $3,000.
$3,000.
Wow.
I can give you a rough. I could give you a rough breakdown now. The laptop itself cost $1,000. The audio equipment cost another $1,000 because I use those headset pieces, the mixers, stuff like that. The capture cards, and I also have camera setups and all that. And it's all the trial and error, which I also add in the wiring and all that. Yeah. It adds up.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, you don't really have to spend that much, by the way. It's just a case of because I'm going for a mobile setup. But again, that's probably for a topic for another game. I'll probably be doing a streaming one with
Yeah, if FSP can stream, then
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Shout out to FSP because originally I love
FSP.
Yeah, I love that guy too because originally I was actually going to ask him to do this episode, but he actually said I'll do it, but I recommend you talk to Scott. And that's why I ended up talking to you. I was originally going to do it with you. And then, obviously, you then suggested bringing Ollie in there. And I thought, yeah, that's cool. We'll do an update from last year's podcast that Neo Empire did. So, cool.
Oh, I love that podcast, actually. That was a good
shout outs to FSP, Hugh. You're godlike. But anyway, so, what are we saying?
You are defeated.
Yeah, can you please explain what that damn meme is? I am the moon, or...
He did an update video on his channel. He does like a YouTube channel.
He's got a YouTube channel. He used to do Let's Plays and things like that on YouTube. And
where he just literally play a game and talk over it, commentate over it, a single-player game like Broken Sword or something.
Yeah, and he made an update video and he had some new software for his webcam that detected your eyes and mouth and then placed them into a static image. And he did one with the moon, and he said, "Hello, I am the moon." And it became a legend.
Oh, okay, I'll go
wait a minute,
now.
Wait a minute, I've got another one. And he went, "I am the clouds." I'm like, I don't know. It's one of them things when you have a local eccentric and people enjoy his company. So he's a good laugh. And that's what I love as well. He made that video, I don't know if you saw it, where he talked about what Marvel characters people shouldn't use. And he was saying, "Oh, this character shouldn't be used. This character shouldn't be used."
He crossed them out on a picture.
And then some Londoners proper tried to tear him apart because of it. And he felt really bad. And he actually went and apologized in the Marvel thread. And I was like, "You don't apologize, man. Don't fucking apologize. When people are going to put you down for what you do, don't apologize." Yeah. But he's great.
Definitely. But
if we have more people like him in the community, it'd be a far fucking better place than it is now.
Oh, yeah.
Not that it's a bad thing.
Oh no, definitely. But well, no, funny you should mention that because I'm not gonna single out Mans, but there's a lot of people that say the scenes outside London are certainly a lot more friendlier, and that they would be willing to definitely even go to the Manchester scene over the London scene because simply it was a more friendlier scene.
Oh yeah, we've heard that a lot. Like for example, Metallic Mike came up. He was going back to Gibraltar. He's back there now, unfortunately. And just in his last few months in the UK, he was trying to go to as many events as possible. He came up with one of our Marvel Ranbats. And he liked it so much. He said like the contrast between some other places he's been, not naming any places.
Oh, gotcha.
He liked it so much that he actually wants to move to
Manchester. He wants to move to Manchester.
Yeah.
He wants a job here in Manchester.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. If you don't be a dickhead with an ego, then people actually want to spend time with you and then spend time with the scene and develop the scene.
Gotcha.
And that's how we've gone from nothing in Manchester. We went from like next to no scene whatsoever, running Guilty Gear ranking battles in someone's bloody house in their bedroom.
Okay.
Like cooking us dinner while we're playing.
Okay,
like,
gotcha.
Having like a really nice thriving.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Oh, damn, we're on a tangent. We were actually talking about the Scottish scene, so we'll just get back to Manchester in a bit. But so, what is your impressions of the Scottish scene, having played them at Hyperspotting then?
They're pretty good. They're solid.
They've got some really good players up there. Big Fool.
Big Fool.
Oh yeah, Big Fool. He knocked out. Yep, he knocked out Jamie. Alas.
Yeah. Sprint knocked out Big Fool. Go Sprint, Sprint God.
Yeah, Big Fool is like just great at every game he plays. Street Fighter 4, KOR.
He's just one of those players where like Infectious, where they just have a solid grasp of fighting
just
games.
The fundamentals are so good that they can pick anything up really fast.
Sure.
And then they seem to have the Scottish guys seem to have a lot of passion for their games. Like obviously they've got Infi. I love Infi.
Members of the infamous Infi fan club.
Yeah, I'm vice president after Save a Dog. Yeah, like they've got a lot of passion for their games, and they like you'd expect. I don't really want to say this, but you'd expect Scotland to have no scene or whatever. But the guys up there, they really like run it really well,
and they're such a pleasure as well. People like Samurai Pizza Ken.
Yeah.
Like, just the nicest people running events. And if you realise from travelling to so many events down south and then travelling to Birmingham and Scotland, these are the communities. They may be smaller, but it doesn't matter. The players might not even be as good as the players down south, but the people are better. You have a better time there. The people just a bit more respect. It's a better event overall. Yeah. And that's why everyone had nothing but good things to say about Hyperspotting.
Yeah, exactly. As well as the tournament being run well, we felt really welcomed. Like, Afro took us for a meal the night before, just to get to know people.
Oh yeah, definitely shouts to Afro because obviously he's a fellow streamer, and again, I can tell you if you're a streamer, then you are definitely dedicated because you are definitely throwing your money into a big hole.
Yeah, for sure. Like he's put a lot of time and effort in. All of them have up in Scotland, so
gotcha.
That's why, as Scott said, everyone had nothing but good things to say about that tournament. And the players themselves, obviously you've got players like Big Fool and I can't remember. Breslin's good at Marvel. Heiko's good at pretty much everything.
Oh yeah, Heiko's really good at KOF.
Minigano, I think, is a Street Fighter 4 player who does pretty well.
Yeah, I had a Bison mirror in one of the knockout stages of Street Fighter 4. I don't even play Street Fighter 4 anymore. But somehow I came second in my groups and then went through the knockouts.
Yeah, but they've got the good players. I think the only problem is that because they're so isolated geographically, that all they get to play is each other. So that's why I think they were so excited for Hype Spotting, because it was the chance to get people from Manchester, Newcastle, London coming up, playing them. And they got to test themselves, and they did pretty well, but you could tell that they didn't have that tournament experience. There was a lot of nerves, especially Breslin. Like, you could tell from looking at him, he didn't have that tournament experience. So Hype Spotting was a great sort of
eye-opener.
Yeah, just to see what kind of level they need to get
But,
to.
like, they talked about doing another Hype Spotting sort of later this year, but I said, no, what you should do is make it just a yearly event and make it a major, and do it enough every year so that it becomes sort of in the back of people's minds, all right, early next year we've got Hype Spotting coming up, and even people in London, people in the Southwest, people in Wales will go, oh yeah, this year I want to go to Hype Spotting, and just make it that regular thing, just like SVB was, and people went out of their way to go to SVB no matter what.
Put money aside for early and things like that. So
gotcha.
Having that nice one big yearly major event at the top of the country, as well as how we used to have one for SVB at the bottom of the country, would have been a really great contrast, you know. One at the beginning of the year, one midway through the year. But hopefully will come back.
Gotcha.
Now.
Well, gotcha. Well, no, it's definitely gonna. Yeah, well, like I said, now that I've got the vast majority of all my expensive equipment out of the way, yeah, I'll definitely be looking that up. Okay, we've now got Wales and the West Country. Obviously, we just talked about the Super Minor Battle Farm and the lot from Bristol.
I hear a lot about the Minor Battle Farm stuff, and I always love the posters they do for their events. Always, great. But I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know much about the.
Well, I definitely know because again, my experience bumping into Circle Masher, they sure do love their third strike. A matter of fact, the heart of gaming is full of nothing but people from the West Country and the Superman. But Circle Masher, because I bumped into him again and said, "Oh, hi Skirmish," and it was like True Might. Don't think I've actually met him actually. And who else there? Oh yeah, Topher. I think he did go to the Heart of Gaming.
Still a solid game, so if you're gonna stick with one game in a scene, I guess Third Strike's as good as any.
Yeah.
Okay, but again, but from my experience and because I went to Proving Grounds too, like I said, they can definitely play their games there, and they can run good, and they can definitely run good tourneys.
Nice. I don't mind actually going to one of their events. I'll have a look out.
Like I said, you got some spare dough or whatever. Yeah, dude, because the rooms were just mad cheap. It was like, I think, $35 a night or something like that. So yeah, I know that is, in the grand scheme of hotels, that's like, holy God, 35 quid for a room.
Although we used to stay in a shithole in Harrow, that was only 20-odd quid a night.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, when you used to go, for the Ultimate Clashes and that. Okay, cool.
Well, no, not Ultimate Club, but yeah, before the Ultimate Club.
Oh, you mean SVB and stuff like that? Oh.
Yeah, but there was, obviously, London used to run one-off events and stuff. It was, in Harrow. Pretty much every event used to be in Harrow, if you remember, because I think all the TV used to be in the Aces upstairs.
Yeah, that was it. But anyway, and now we go back to Manchester, though you've half talked about it, So, what are you saying about your top players then? Obviously, you got yourself, your brother, Goki Farfar, because I do remember SVB, your bro was terrorizing the Syndicate. It was like, wow.
Oh, yeah. And he's way better now than he was then. He's fucking far better.
And I think I remember he was using...
That's why I really can't wait for versus Fighting 2 and I-46, because my brother was a fucking steamroll through so much.
I just distinctly remember when I was watching aside, it was your bro was using Sentinel, and at that time, Sentinel
best Sentinel in the UK, by the way.
That's what I was thinking.
Irrespective of what anyone says on your little commentaries down south, saying, no. Goki Farfar is the best Sentinel.
Gotcha, but I do distinctly remember I was watching your bro with a Sentinel wreck some of the Syndicates. I don't know if it was Aaron or Dondi or Chris. Might have been Chris, but I just remember, wow, they're pretty good. I was just thinking, wow. Sentinel.
Yeah, Matt played MVC too, and he played Sentinel and that. He just loves the character, so we picked him up in this. And obviously in Vanilla Marvel, the character was silly.
I remember in Hype Spotting actually recently, he had to play Breslin in the winners side of the tournament. So obviously Breslin was one of the top seeds, as well as my brother was. And he played Breslin, and Matt beat him with Sentinel on point. And Breslin just looked up at me and went, I've never played a Sentinel like that before. And he just didn't know what to do, and he just lost. It was like, people don't realize the character's good on point with good assists. He's so scary. You can't hit buttons.
Oh, no, that's definitely true. It's the same thing that's happening with Haggard now, since all of a sudden...
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's a really good point. It's quite similar to that.
Yeah, because obviously everyone before...
Easy.
Yeah, everyone before was just using Haggard as an assist, but they've magically just worked out with assist. Haggard is quite a deadly character.
Yeah, they just gave him that OTG dropkick, and the character completely changed.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, for other players in Manchester, we got Jared or Vader. He's been winning a lot of the Marvel ranking battles recently, or coming top cut in them at least.
Yeah, he's quite a new player. He showed up at the first Marvel Man Bat. And he made like top 16 or something, but he has this, he's a pad player.
Oh, shit.
He has this habit of pausing whenever he presses X or light punch or L. He has this habit of slipping and pressing pause. And because this was his first tournament, he was so nervous, he paused it about 3 times. And we have a rule in Manchester for the tournaments where if a player pauses, we ask the other player, do you want to take the round or do you want to just carry on? And Sprint just says carry on. Sprint, oh, brother, just carry on. But Vader was so embarrassed and just out of it that he decided to forfeit the match. So you can see it actually on the on the archives of that stream.
In the last ranking battle, I was in grand finals from winners.
No, I'm going to hold you. That is mighty decent of him, because that's mighty decent of Sprint. Because I know certain ruthless people that, oh man, I'll take that.
Well, yeah, that's what we say all the time, especially Scott afterwards, and his little story.
Yeah, I was in grand finals from the winner's side, and I'd won 2 games with my team. I only had to win 1 more game, and then I'd won the tournament, won the ranking battle, and Jared Vader paused it during the match, and people were shouting, take the win, and then you've won the tournament. I could just say, yeah, okay, I've won the tournament. I said no, because I thought, there's no fun in that. I'm not going to go home thinking, great, I won because I took a win because he paused it. So I said no, and then he beat me 6 games straight, and I lost the whole thing. So,
okay, so I guess that's saying nice guys finish last is kind of true now.
Nice guys finish second. Nice guys take home a less of the pot money.
Yeah, I'll take that. But yeah, Jared's really good. He's just sort of, come out of nowhere, I would say, and he's just really good. He likes learning. He's got the passion for the game.
Another player is, and I think he's one of the best players overall in Manchester, is Juggernaut, or Big Lad, he's also known as.
Or
Stu.
Ah.
He's fantastic at everything. The only thing is he doesn't travel to events.
Yeah, he's like our London scene. He just doesn't
travel. He's, if not better, on average, than 99% of the players in Manchester, so... When he's winning all of our events, but we never get to see him and shout out people in other areas, it's a bit of a shame, really.
Yeah, I don't know. The guy says every event, he's like, I'm going to travel, I'm going to come this one. Got a hotel room booked, and he never does. I don't know
but he's very good.
He is very good. You can't deny that.
And he uses Hulk, Dormammu, Hagar on Marvel.
Yeah.
Beating people like
Jesus
Vader.
Christ! That is...
Yeah, his thing is from the name Juggernaut, he plays just the big characters,
in every game.
Tager...
yeah.
Hulk, big characters, that's his thing. So he's just made that team work somehow. And it's actually horrible.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, wow, that's almost an Xbox Live team.
Yeah, it kind of is in a way. But, it's just awful to play. Hagar assist and Hulk is just irritating.
Another player, Infectious.
Oh, yeah, Infectious.
And he's already quite well known down south for how good he is at Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
But he's now pretty much exclusively playing Marvel. Because Marvel is the game now. Marvel's the top of the list. In 90% of the areas in the UK, Marvel's the most played fighting game. And because people, I think, are a bit bored with Street Fighter 4. So.
Yeah. In that case, I think, that leads us nicely on, because I was going to do on the list, Londoners not being asked to travel, but funny enough, we're kind of now. We'll just do this after this, because it nicely leads on. But the games of each region, which... magically, just today, you've just opened up a very convenient thread.
So you're welcome, Skirmish. I'll do all your prep work for you.
Oh yeah, because I was just thinking, this is this is I don't know. You ever see the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? It's like, the Babel fish. It's like the existence of that was, key and instrumentally to disproving that God did not exist. So it's like,
Why is the game answer? Let's go.
So Scott's list proves God doesn't exist. Is that what you're saying?
well, no, because it's just mine. No, because it's just
Okay, so the most played games in their areas.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, shout outs to Douglas Adams. You wrote an excellent piece, but anyway.
So I did this list, and it was based off that thread where they were asking. Someone made a thread about the most played games in the world or something, and then Miles started a thread saying the most played games here.
Yeah.
Obviously in the UK, and then it was quite interesting to see the lists because it seemed that Marvel had took over Street Fighter 4 in terms of what was being played in.
Oh, gotcha. Well, I've got the list right in front of me now. In London, it's no surprise because you've got all the top players. The sponsored players are F Word,
you got like Reinhardt and everyone, and they're fantastic at the game. So. Then
you got Marvel, then you got Tekken 6, which I can believe because again I stream for the Snake Pit and
Tekken kind of has its own scene, doesn't it, in London?
Yeah.
The people who are really good at Tekken don't really play any other fighting.
Yeah, it's almost similar to the KOF players that pretty much play nothing but KOF. Well, the only true example we've got of that is Jamie, who pretty much. Well, I meant Giga D, who pretty much, God, I'm going to get caught up in that, but really plays nothing but chaos. But the Tekken scene, because again, I stream for the Snake Pit. It's like these players, I've never seen them before play anything else, but it's like wow. And then there's like 20 of them. It's it's still pretty much a legit game, and I'm definitely waiting to see what happens when Tekken 2, Tag 2 arrives.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Tekken 6 is like that game feels so old now. Like,
sure.
I think it's sort of dropped off because even the Tekken players are getting a little bit bored of it. I think people are now just waiting for Tag 2 to come out. So, but Tekken's still going to have players regardless.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I've noticed in you're sort of like a sister event to the Man Bats. You've added Tekken there as well. So there's a Tekken Manchester.
That's mainly because Tag 2's coming out. Yeah. So it gets people back into the sort of engine of Tekken.
Anyway, but look at the Manchester list. I see a very good game at number 2, KOF 13.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we talked about that before, about KOS, like the next most popular game in Manchester, but, I mean, Tekken's picking up again, and I think once Tag 2 comes out, then it might take over King of Fighters. But to be honest, at the moment, nothing is going to beat Marvel. Marvel consistently brings in all the players. All the Mancunians are playing it, so, it's sort of a fight for second place between Tekken, Tag 2, and King of Fighters 13 when that game drops.
As you say in your thread, Marvel, well, apart from London, appears to just be, in the game.
Yeah, I think like you say, like it's got that. It's a Capcom game. It's got those characters. It's got the Marvel characters everyone recognizes, and people are just bored of Street Fighter 4.
Gotcha. But you don't like it, Ollie, do you?
Well, I like.
He's good at it. That's annoying.
I'm absolutely terrible at it. The thing is with that game, you sit in training mode and it's great. Yeah. But then you play someone else, and they're just the same obnoxious stuff, and I hate it. Like, I really, really hate it.
But then you'll play it casually, like my brother's place, and he'll be doing really good stuff and really cool setups and combos.
Do like a B&B that I learned when I had the game.
No. Ollie's got the fundamentals, and it annoys me when people who are much worse than him are entering events, but he doesn't enter events. They're wasted opportunities and talent.
Who do you use again, Ollie? Even though you don't play the game much.
Skanks.
Well, my vanilla team, I just picked characters I liked, so it was Dante, Iron Man, Ami.
And you dropped Iron Man for who? Virgil.
Oh yeah, and in this game I was using like Virgil.
Yes. Who was to know that he did not become a super? I don't know. Do you know what the weird thing is? Why are people suddenly surprised? He's one of the best characters. It's bloody Virgil, for Christ's sakes.
Like when he first came out, that they discovered all that sword loop stuff. But people said, it's too hard, just do the B&B standard stuff. But now, like people like Yipes are showing that you can consistently land.
It's just mad ridiculous because, well, obviously...
Crazy. Yeah.
It's got loads of tools, and I think as an anchor in X Factor, he's probably the best in the game.
Yeah.
In terms of the amount of stuff he has, especially if he has meter, if he has 5 bars, and he has X Factor level 3, he's literal god. Like, it's ridiculous the kind of mix-ups he can do to you. Matches I've won in about 5 seconds, killing their entire team just with Virgil. Like, I'll lose 2 characters at the beginning, and then Virgil will bring back the entire match on his own. That character's insane, man. But that's what I love about Marvel. You're never out of the game, no matter how badly.
I do. Yeah. Funny enough, I do actually like Marvel, but circumstances have conspired against me not to be able to get into it because it's in London it's pretty much a midweek game, and like I said, I'm a working man. The only reason why I can run KOF Wednesdays because it's not a weekly event, it's a bi-weekly event. I'm able to sort of get that one day, in every fortnight off. That's the only reason why I'm able to do the KOF Wednesdays. But if I don't know, I've got to change my job or whatever, I definitely would actually be going down to Winter Stays On because I do actually like Marvel. It's
yeah, I watch Winter Stays On. The streams. It's always good to watch. Players like How to Read are always really.
Oh yeah, How to Read and Zach Bennett. Yeah. Real talk. It's like that one match I taped. I recorded for Ultimate Clash 12. It's still
fantastic. Those finals were amazing.
I know. I'm still getting I'm still getting comments even now. It's like I'm even getting silly comments like, "Wow, I didn't know the UK had fighting game tournaments."
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And that does make you think. Wow, we definitely need to get ourselves out. If people are saying stuff like that, it's just wow. It's just bad. I'm not even quite sure whether or not I'm getting more views now ever since Zach Bennett sort of came more into the limelight at Shadaloo Showdown, because literally after Shadaloo Showdown, suddenly I was just getting comments like every other day saying, wow, this is a great grand finals, blah, 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 and so and so.
Yeah, I think it's not even just that it's Zach, it's that he's using a character like Firebrand so well that you don't see anyone else using anywhere near as well as he is. So it's one of those things that people watch Zach beat people with someone like Firebrand, and that's amazing because he's a really top player using a really underused character.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
If he was just another Magneto Doom Wesker player, he'd just get lost in the sea of bullshit. But because he's using characters that no one else is using as well as he is, it makes him stand out, and it makes the UK stand out as well because of it.
Yeah, definitely. But like I said, it's even now, that one video. That's the only video in my poverty of a channel that is actually getting 10k views. It was like I was even surprised myself because it's just weird. It's like all of a sudden after Shadaloo Showdown, I think I was just taking a look at the view count. All of a sudden it was like, okay, it's 4Ks, and that's like 6 months after that. All of a sudden, then after that, it was like, where the hell did these 6Ks come from? So I guess people, after they saw Zach Bennett, were just typing in Zach Bennett. I think that was at the time when he was sponsored by Dignitas. So yeah. But where were we? Games of each region, and wow. We're at the end of the subject. Well, we can go back to the ones where, Londoners not being asked to travel, I can definitely say, but they kind of are now, and the only thing I can equate that to is because the thing about this time last year, we had pretty much a monthly event. We had Ultimate Clash.
Yeah, every month.
But because that sort of stopped, and it's only become a sort of a rare one. I.e., we only had the one in February at the Anime Con, and now we've got another. Oh, silly me! I forgot. I left that out. Oh damn! Sorry.
Clash coming.
Yeah. I forgot to actually mention. God damn it! Ultimate Clash 13 in the news and upcoming events. That much editing later. Oh yeah.
One of the only events that's actually doing Blaze Blue.
I think, to be honest, it's kind of logical because it's being held at a sort of Anime Con. It would be kind of silly not to have a.
No. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's good to see Blaze Blue.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, definitely. I believe.
I think I-46. The only reason I-46 is running it is because they're running like every game ever made. It's like 13 tournaments they're doing over 3 days.
Oh yeah. Every game's gonna be represented, and yeah. Real story. I was actually it was during a KOF Wednesday. I actually bumped into I think Jamal, Zero EX and Mark, and they were just planning it out, and they were just writing all the games, and I actually just casually mentioned, hey. What happened to What happened to Super Turbo? And then they just looked at me funny, and it was like, and they went, and I was just thinking to myself, how the hell could they leave out Super Turbo? And I don't even play the game myself or whatever, but even I know you can't leave out Super Turbo. That's like,
yeah.
So the reason why Super Turbo was there is I kindly reminded Mark because it was not on his list originally.
Well, thank you, Skirmish.
the Super Turbo community, thank you.
Yeah, because.
It wouldn't be there if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I can proudly lay credit to that because it was not on the list originally, and then I just brought up.
Are you going to I-46 yourself?
Oh yeah, of course I am. KOF. I mean, yeah, KOF and Skullgirls. Even though I heard you're not quite a fan of the game, are you, Scott?
No, because it's shit. But
Okay.
I play everything, but there are some games that just don't feel right. They're like that just feels odd.
Yeah.
Like the combo system's so strange. I don't know. I guess you should embrace a new type of system because you're not going to move forward in fighting games unless people try new things. But the game just didn't feel good to me. Simple as that. You know, when you play something, you just know it's not for you.
Oh,
What I really do love, though, one thing is character design of Peacock. I think that is one of the best character designs in a fighting game in years. Like, it's just amazing. Doing that, 19 sort of 20s cartoons sort of look.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. And all the other characters look terrible in comparison to her. They look awful.
I'll be blatantly honest. I'm not a fan of the art style either. I just like the way it plays and stuff. And no, I could definitely agree. It does feel a little bit weird, especially since they've brought weird mechanics like from Guilty Gear where you pretty much there's no real true B&B in that game. Every character is pretty much character specific. It's like, there are some general combos, but you just think, wow. There's only 8 characters, and that was one thing that was really bothering me. But I like
the idea that your assist can be any move that you want it to be.
Yeah, that's
a fantastic idea. And that's something that Marvel could do, but that would make it even more broken already.
Yeah,
Can you imagine that in Marvel? Just picking any special move as an assist?
God, no. Oh God, I'm just thinking that. My brain doesn't want to process.
I love Chris's heavy grenade, the one that leaves the flame carpet on the floor. That as an assist would be amazing.
Yeah, like I said, thank God that's a character. That's in that game, and that's that. Oh wow, we're finally out of not London, and I guess this is the end of the podcast. I guess we now have to just wrap it up. So, any final words, guys?
No.
Not really.
But, no, you keep up what you're doing, Skirmish. I really appreciate that. I mean, I know some of your podcasts or your interviews don't get as many views as I think they should. But, because I think you speak to a lot of the community that a lot of people don't hear from. When you do podcasts with people like Firebug and obviously Giga. And I saw your first to 10 with The Answer and Christina. That was a good watch. Great. That was you, wasn't it, Skirmish?
Yeah, that was my video. Yeah, so I did video the infamous first to 10 with Christina and Answer, and Oscar, the Answer laying out his button mashing technology of
Oh, that was such a good topic of discussion actually about having fake buttons that don't do anything just to bait people into thinking you're hitting buttons on wake up when in fact you're pressing nothing at all.
No, because in all honesty, because obviously we got tons of flack on the comment thread. We didn't have empty buttons. In our arcades, we only had the 4-button layouts. All the other buttons were covered up, so you could not do that.
The Answer even said that in the arcades that he grew up in, they had those buttons installed specifically so that they would have buttons to press that did nothing.
Oh yeah, so we could legitimately say, yep, those Mexicans.
But it shows you, doesn't it? Because you should only be sort of winning a match with the mind games based on what you see on the screen and what you assume the player will do. But I guess if you can hear someone tapping buttons, then that's an extra advantage to you as a player because you think, right, I know he's pressing something because I can hear the buttons being pressed. Yeah. That shouldn't be an extra advantage to get the player.
But then again, sort of now thinking about it because obviously, I kind of remember, I forgot what Evo it was, but I think it was 2009. Yeah, that was the first Evo I watched, and I just remember Rip. Yeah, that famous Tekken player. He was. Yeah, he just looked at somebody. I think he just said something to him, and then the other player just slowly turned around and stared at him and gave him a dirty look. And you kind of think, evidently, he must have had a jibe at him, but whatever he did, it did give Rip that slight advantage. And you kind of think, if you're at Evo, you wanna win that prize money. You're gonna do every. You're gonna
use every trick in the bag.
Yeah, sort of stopping short of getting a gun out and sort of shooting him in the leg.
Capping someone mid-match.
So I guess in Mexico, you're going to use that tiny trick, just to get that extra.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's just an interesting topic of discussion, I think, actually.
But
then there's, and there's things like SBOs coming up, isn't it? and they're allowing console games now, which they've never done before.
Yeah, like I said, run for the hills. It truly is the end of arcades. If SBO, who they've been immovable, it's like, yeah, literally they would never allow qualifiers on consoles, even though they were perfectly good. They were they weren't identical to the arcade, but it was like you'd be hard pressed to tell the difference.
But back when SBO was huge, all the major fighting games were coming out on arcades as standalone straight away before they ever got a console release. But the state of it now is the new fighting games aren't getting arcade releases. Something like Marvel, which is one of the most popular games on the planet, that's not had an arcade release. And they want to appeal to, obviously, the masses, the players. So they've gone, well, we'll make a decision. Something like Marvel needs to be the event. So if that means console games,
that does intrigue me, because as we all know, Marvel is a very, very volatile game, and it's like if SBO keep their current rule set, you kind of think, I don't know, single elim Marvel, that's kind of
no, but it'll still be entertaining, won't it? Rather than watching Aquapolis or whatever that game is. No one's going to give it.
Oh crap! I guess because it's a wrap up, and yeah, it does say in my for it whatever the final words. I guess we can talk about some new games. Though I'll probably save this. I'll probably save it now, because I think the new games will be more interesting. But now I remembered on KOF Wednesdays we had some of the newbies. They were like saying they didn't want to enter tournaments because they evidently got into their heads that because they've watched all the streams that, I don't want to enter tournaments. 2 games, I'm out. And I just thought, no, it doesn't work like that.
How are you supposed to get experience if you don't enter tournaments? I entered tournaments and I was going out in the first round back in the day. I was losing straight away. Yeah, that's how you learn, and you get over the jitters of being in a tournament as well.
Yeah, but not only that, but it's like, I think, generally speaking, you're running a very poor event if you're only playing 2 games and you're out, because generally speaking, once you get knocked out, that means you just go play casuals.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Correct.
But that's the thing, innit? You're never going to know how well you're going to do unless you enter the tournament, regardless of how many matches you're going to get. Even if it's single elim straight knockout and you're 1 game and you're out, you're still entering, you're still learning from it, and then you go play casuals for the rest of the day. It won't make much of a difference if you just came in and played casuals anyway. So
gotcha.
I don't see the point in not entering a tournament.
Yeah, no,
especially if it's only a 5 or a 10 or something.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm just thinking, that's always that's what struck me as weird. A lot of people have got this misnomer that you enter a tournament, 2 matches, you're out. I mean, for God's sakes, when I entered SVB for the first time, I wasn't even aware that you play game in sets. I always thought if you're out, you're out. Obviously, I
think groups definitely give newer players sort of value.
That's what surprised me more. Not only did you play sets, it was like, oh, I still get to play some more. You have to play in groups. So it's like, oh, so that's definitely if you're hearing this podcast for the first time, always enter a tournament, even if you're not that good. You're going to definitely get a good learning experience. And
you might surprise yourself. You might beat someone definitely. You expect to lose to.
Definitely, definitely. I think people should always go to tournaments, because you're going to always meet people that you're not going to definitely meet at anywhere else. Regular weeklies or whatever. Even monthlies. But you should always enter tournaments. And generally speaking, every tournament I've been to, they've always had casuals. So even if you get knocked out, cool, just get back on the horse again and see what went wrong. And most often or not, the person that beat you will even be happy to tell you, bruv, you kept doing that on Wake Up and stuff like that.
Yeah. You keep holding up back on Marvel.
Because it's like every time I go play KOF, especially against the stronger players, they always keep pointing out, why'd you doing that? It's like you don't get that online, is it? Most of the time you get hate mail online, don't you?
No, I love hate mail. It's so funny though, because it often comes from players that don't know anything about the game. So it's quite funny when, from their skewed perspective, they tell you exactly how they feel when they lose.
Okay, gotcha. But that's my semi-final words. But I think as I was saying, I think because I left it out, definitely play games. But what are you saying about some of these new games that are coming up? Because we've just had Virtual Fighters that just landed last week.
Oh, I love Virtual Fight. I think to be really good at it, you need to have a thriving scene of players that want to be good at it. And then I think for a game like that, it's kind of like Tekken in a way. You need to know what's punishable and where and why, and what your character has to sabaki that move or to punish it on block or to evade it. But for a game like that, it's a really good game. It's just never going to pick up like Street Fighter or Marvel because it's not as easy. It's not easily accessible like they are.
No. It's like I'd never played Virtua Fighter before. Last time I played it was Virtua Fighter Kids on the Saturn. Like,
bloody hell!
So yeah, it's been a long time since I played it, and even then it was just pressing buttons. But I've never like a game that I picked up. I've never not understood what I was supposed to be doing as much as in Virtua Fighter. I was just pressing 2P all day.
Yeah, I was like, you keep doing dick punches.
Yeah,
crouching punch.
It's like people say it's a hard game to play, and I suppose it kind of isn't hard to play, but it's hard to know.
It's hard to be good at it.
Yeah, it's hard to be good at, and it's hard to know what you're doing. But I really love Virtua Fighter just because, like, it feels different to other fighting games.
Nice.
It kind of feels like old school. It really does feel like it from a different sort of time.
But I think that sort of difficulty, Barry, you can be rubbish and pick Lao and do punch down kick all day, but you're never going to beat someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah,
I think that difficulty curve's quite high with Virtua Fighter to get solid at the game.
Well,
and especially when you watch Japanese players and they've been maining Virtua Fighter for years.
Sorry, just the Japanese Virtua Fighters players. There's a very infamous video of a certain player called the Tetsujin beating up somebody called Mark Denton, I believe.
Oh, is that on Games Master?
Yes, I don't know who this Mark Denton guy is. Sounds familiar, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It looks pretty bad.
I think he's some kind of dragon, isn't he?
Yeah. A show dragon, perhaps.
That's good.
Gotcha.
Well, we recently watched some of those old Games Master videos when Brian Hart was on it playing Tekken 3.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so funny, like when he lost and they asked him why he lost. He was like, there's a couple of things I shouldn't have done. But it was one game. It was one match. It wasn't like a tournament. So I love the way TV just does that. Oh, you're going to have one match. And that is it.
Yeah, no, yeah, that definitely is funny. But yeah, so that's Virtual Fighters. Persona 4, any of you two hype?
Yeah, like I'm moving into a house with Kane and Paul.
Oh crap! How can you not talk about Kane? But then again, he does only ever play Blaze Blue these days, isn't it?
Yeah, he's pretty much,
he plays Marvel as well now.
He shows up like at 4:00 in the afternoon and plays Marvel.
He's another guy who likes the attention, so he only wants to play Marvel just because it gets the most people, watching the matches and stuff. Plus, he likes having that level 3 X Factor Wesker at the end. Yeah. He wins a lot of matches with that character alone. But yeah, Persona 4 is definitely gonna. It's not going to be huge, obviously, for obvious reasons.
I'm thinking Blaze Blue sort of level, like where there's just a small dedicated scene.
Gotcha.
Just because like a lot of people don't know what Persona is, for example. So
yeah, it's an RPG series. Yada yada.
So, and just because of the general look and the way it plays, like it's an anime air dash fighter basically.
Yeah.
But some new additions. So for that, I mean, I used to play Blaze Blue all the time, but it got a bit stale. So I'm looking forward to a new fighter.
Yeah, I used to play a lot of Guilty Gear, like shitloads all the time.
Oh.
And then I
played
Blaze Blue and didn't enjoy Blaze Blue compared to Guilty Gear, and I enjoyed some of Blaze Blue. And then I thought that got worse as each iteration came out. I thought they ruined some characters. I didn't enjoy the changes they made to certain characters.
Definitely.
I think the fresh start.
So I'm definitely interested in Persona 4. But then I looked at all the characters. I was thinking, right, which character do I use? And I looked at all the characters, and they all looked pretty bland, actually. And the only one that looked interesting with the guy with the chair.
Yeah, Kaji. Yeah, everybody was rinsing him at Proving Grounds because there was I actually kind of regret not playing it now because kind of like you, I kind of got burnt out on these anime air dash fighters because I kind of went through Guilty Gear, the sort of scene sort of slowly imploding upon itself, then sort of went into Blaze Blue and sort of saw history kind of repeat itself. But no, respects to people that play that game. It's a good game, but like I said, I don't know. I don't know. My problem is
too many games now.
Yeah, definitely.
Too many.
But where was I?
Persona.
Yeah, Persona 4. Yeah.
Teddy. I only want to use Teddy.
That too. No, funny you should mention Guilty Gear because there's going to be a revised version out in the summer. So
XX accent core plus R.
Yeah,
plus R.
Rolls off the tongue.
I'm just intrigued now because that is actually Arc System Works. Is that actually the so-called new Guilty Gear they were talking about? Because I always thought they were actually going to do a new game from scratch.
Right. So it's Accent Core, but with rebalances to moves and move properties.
Yeah,
some
yeah.
characters have got brand new moves. Some characters have got
Yeah,
different properties on moves.
Yeah, gotcha.
Like, for instance, Zappa's Caterpillar Super now gains orbs for every hit it does. So, that's a really good change for Zappa. But they give him a big nerf. Zappa has a dog. You ever seen a dog with Zappa?
Oh, yeah, that was it, yeah.
You couldn't hit the dog in the neutral state. Now, other characters can punch the dog and put the dog to sleep, which means next time you want to use the dog, it adds, I think, an extra, 20 frames or something every recovery.
Wow, that is definitely a nerf, because the dog used to,
The dog was, once you got the dog, you became, as good as Eddie, ridiculous.
Yeah.
You could do unblockable selves, you could do infinites.
No, I definitely remembered, because Fuzziness, shouts to Fuzziness, he definitely, rinsed that character wholesale.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's Guilty Gear, and Guilty Gear's, one of the best fighting games ever created, so as long as these changes don't ruin the game, then
that's true.
I'm happy that it's getting put back in the limelight, and I hope a lot of people pick it up.
Gotcha. My only concern is because we got another present because what happened with Third Strike Online. That is my only concern because. Is
there anything wrong with that? Is it full of glitches or something?
From what I heard.
Not a perfect version, is it?
That was pretty much it. Everyone just preferred to play arcades. That's what I heard from Gutex. That apparently people just went back to playing the arcade version, and evidently it's the same thing. That's why everybody's at the heart of gaming playing the arcades.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, the thing is with the Third Strike Online, there was just, a few little problems where they hadn't thought about it, those little challenges that appear on the side of the screen.
Why are they on all the time?
And you can't get rid of them. Why would you want those on all the time? Why would you care how many parries?
Do 7 Dragon Punches.
It's just not.
You have done 6 Dragon Punches. You only need 1 more.
It doesn't matter. That kind of stuff's just casual pandering stuff.
Sure, you achievement achieved.
And then just the remix soundtrack got a lot of hate. People just didn't like it.
Yeah, that soundtrack.
Prepare for the battle. Prepare for the war.
That was okay. The new theme tune, but some of the remixes of the classic song. I mean, the Third Strike soundtrack is kind of divisive anyway, but some of the songs on that are really great, and the remixes were just, they felt really slapped together.
I didn't like that they redid the character selection screen artwork of each character.
Oh yeah,
that was awful. That was pretty awful.
Oro looks like he's got cancer or something.
He never looked particularly healthy to begin with, but yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so it was just little things that annoyed, and the way it sort of does even after you finish a match, both players have to choose rematch or character select. It's just the way it does it. It's just stupid if you don't press a button within 10 seconds. It automatically defaults to something, and just little things like that. They didn't think about it.
Like the lobby system on Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown. That is ridiculous. Stop the clock!
That's another example. Just
one player versus 2 player. Wait, no one's picked one. Stop the clock!
It doesn't they're not thinking about what these things are being designed
logically, what works.
It's why would we need to wait 30 seconds in between?
Why does every game get most things right, like button button mapping and all that kind of stuff, and then other games do it so horribly wrong?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now because you remember the infamous mouthpiece of Capcom, i.e. Seth Killian, was arguing about the button selects, but apparently he gave up because he wanted to save his so-called arguments for more relevant things. But you kind of think, but that is a relevant thing.
Button selects should be like Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue. It should literally be
you press it
on the versus screen and you just press each button that you want it to be.
And it'd be even more
light, medium, heavy, light, medium, heavy, done.
Gotcha. And it'd be even more cool if they added the Virtual Fighter thing where you can even test your joystick.
Yeah, that's a really good addition. Little things like that where they've clearly spent the time and thought what the players.
And that's amazing, and that's on Virtua Fighter. Yet then the lobby system on the online is stupid. I don't understand how they can be so right and then so wrong.
Yeah, they can.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna probably download Virtual Fighters tonight because I got paid.
Legally, yeah.
Well, there's no other way to do it. Well, because obviously I'm gonna play.
There are ways.
Oh, gotcha. I think there's only 2 other games that are left on the horizon. I think it's Dead or Alive 5.
Oh, Dead or Alive, which now incidentally has Virtua Fighter characters in it.
Yeah.
It's got Akira, Sarah, and apparently there's a rumor that Pai's gonna be in it as well.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Yeah. Definitely is looking nice, and as long as both my military men are back in it, I'll be playing that game a lot.
What, Bayman and
Leon, yeah.
Leon, yeah.
I did actually cosplay as Leon for well, actually not cosplay.
Did you? I need pics. Where are the pictures?
Well, no, I just basically wore a Shermag over my head like he does because I was growing my hair at the time, and because I was always known for long hair, and I was forced to at the time by my mum to basically cut it short. So I just basically covered it up with a Shermag, just like how he does it, in a sort of turban style, and I sort of wore that.
General skirmish cosplay tactics. Let's go.
Yeah, so I did sort of was Leon for like a good quarter of the month or whatever. But yeah, they are my characters, and I just like the way they fight. It's like the same reason why I pick.
Do you like the engines for Dead or Alive? The game's fighting engine.
I did actually try it out, yeah, because the beta build because the beta's been out.
I don't mean Dead or Alive 5. I mean in general Dead or Alive. Like the free parry system, the way stuns work and things like that.
Well, no, not really. Cause I just always thought it was a fun game because you throw people into exploding walls. The characters are nice to look at, and well, in my case.
So from a casual perspective, you mean?
Yeah, it was a fun game. I mean, I'm not sure if I'll get deep into it, but if it's at a tournament, I would definitely because like you, I just enter it because I just happen to play it, and yeah, why not?
I remember asking in the Dead or Alive thread. I asked Hurricane Rev like what high level Dead or Alive is like because I've never really tried on the game. I've only played it casually like yourself. So I always wondered, how does it work when you can parry strings in the middle of strings? So even on hit stuns, like natural combos and things like that. I don't understand.
Don't really.
If someone can do a punch string and not be able to parry the second hit, but can parry the third hit and stuff like that. Right. So, but they can't block. That's the only thing. So it's quite different to a lot of other fighting games.
Yeah, they're definitely. But no, but I just like it because again, my military cameras, they fought in that cool commando. You
liked it for aesthetic reasons.
Yeah, definitely aesthetics reasons, especially female characters. Anyway, but going back to my
teenage boys with the big tits.
Okay, I'm exposed, but no, I just like my military man for their fight.
You set your age to 100.
I certainly did in Dead or Alive 1 and 2. But anyway, just trying to move back onto the military man because they fight in that cool grapply commando style, because that's the same reason why I picked Dragnov in Tekken Tag. That was it. And that's the last game that's probably on the horizon. Then I guess we're looking forward to it. Yeah, Tekken Tag 2.
Yeah, Tekken Tag 2. It looks like they seem to have really stepped up their game in terms of it just looks dead sick, presentation. The soundtrack sounds really good from just watching matches.
All the old school Tag tunes that have been remixed.
They brought back Jin's theme from Tekken 3 and things like that.
So good.
Yeah, it sounds like they've put a lot of work into the presentation, and obviously there was a few problems with Tekken 6 training.
Plus, there's fucking shed loads of characters. How many characters are in that game?
Yeah,
and they announce it more and more all the time.
Yeah, so many characters. So it just looks like really excited, and that game's going to be big in general, just everywhere. Outside of Street Fighter, Tekken is the fighting game that the average guy is heard of.
In Asia, in Korea and Japan, Tekken 6 especially was the biggest selling arcade game for the last 5 years.
Top of the list every month was Tekken 6, fighting with the Gundam game.
I know, and only recently losing the top spot to Gundam, one of the new Gundam games.
So
I wouldn't mind playing that Gundam game because I actually do like Gundam, but anyway, but still.
Yeah, that game does look pretty awesome, but that's the kind of thing we'd never get over here.
Never.
Massive, giant TV screens, sat in a chair.
With cards and shit.
Yeah, crazy.
Really? Oh, crap, that sounds even more sick, because I was thinking I would have been happy if it was Virtual On, because that...
There is two, isn't there? There's one that's Virtual On.
And there's one Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game.
And then there's one where you're it's like a sort of virtual reality where there's 3 monitors around you, and you're in a cockpit.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, but
wow! An actual goddamn cockpit? Oh, sick! Oh. Damn, funny enough, I got my passport sorted out. I was actually really meeting... Ollie, didn't you say you were going to be going off to Japan or something like that?
No, I think you might be getting me confused with Infi there. He's just gone. I think he's going maybe today, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to Japan.
Just to go into their maid bars.
Yeah.
Where you can pay Asian girls dressed as maids to play fighting games with you for an hour.
Okay.
I saw Jonathan Ross do that in Japanorama. He paid someone to play Guilty Gear with him.
Really?
And she didn't have a fucking clue what she was doing. Just smacking buttons.
Jonathan Ross, who does he play?
I can't remember. one of them was using ABA, and one was using Soul Bad Guy.
That's pretty sick.
Okay.
But they were playing Iska. They weren't even playing Guilty Gear. They were playing Iska.
Oh my god!
But you have a fucking turn button. Turn.
That game is an abomination.
Why didn't they ever put Leopoldon in Guilty Gear again? That giant dog head boss thing. That character's insane.
Gotcha. Okay, we're out of fresh games, and I guess that's the end of our podcast. Sorry, it's a bit of a weird note to end it on, but again, yeah, the last words are, new games to look forward to, and please enter tournaments. But anyway,
definitely travel for events.
Gotcha. But anyway, I'd just like to again thank my co-hosts, not guests. Ollie, KAWORU.
If we're the co-hosts, who is the guest? If we're all hosts, was there any guests?
No, we're just all hosts because we're talking about various topics.
Everyone is a winner.
Yeah, no, because again, the thing about the interviews was it's always focused upon one subject, whereas again, I just kind of like those shows you get on the news like Dateline. I just want somebody else's perspective, and yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Sounds cool. Gotcha.
But you should do more of these, definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, if circumstances prevail, we'll definitely do this again. But hopefully my next show I'm going to be getting another. I'll be getting another co-host to talk about another subject and.
FSP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, like I said, shout out to
FSP. The most thing, honestly, and you need to stop him from talking every now and then because he will overrun the show.
Yeah, like more than we have.
Oh, gotcha.
He overruns casual conversations in real life.
Gotcha. But like I said, but yeah. Shout-outs to you guys, and again, we'll definitely do this again if circumstances prevail.
We'll see you soon, I imagine, Skirmish.
Gotcha. So, this is the end of the People's Podcast, and just leave comments and replies, and catch you guys later.
Bye.